Hey, and welcome back to my orchid life. Today I am going to take my pink doll out of her nursery pot. Let's see if I can get that into focus. I'll just put the name on the screen. But I'm going to take her out of her nursery pot because I did cut her blooms. And they only lasted for about a week, so I don't know if that had to do with what she was sitting in or whatnot, but she does have a new growth right here. Looks like another growth is coming right here. And more importantly, where are they? There they are. Let me move the stake out of the way. We have new roots coming, so that is good. And she is a unifoliate, so she is not going to be as picky with the repot as if she were a bifoliate. Now, some of her seedling growths down here were bifoliate, but all the rest of the more mature ones are unifoliate. So she does have a direction of growth right here. She's got a new growth coming. She's got a new growth right here, and then I saw another new growth that is finishing up. But I want to get her out of this pot, give her some room to grow, and I'm thinking a lot of these roots in here are dead. I still have not yet decided if I'm going to put her in a clay pot or a plastic pot, so I did bring some plastic pots in. I will be putting her in the large bark and large perlite mix, and I have my Fisker soaking, I have my peroxide, so I've got everything I need, as well as my coffee. So we will let the Fiskers air while we are doing this, and I will take all the stakes and everything that I was using to hold her up, because she was a little unruly when I got her, and where I had her on the shelf, I needed her to be a little more controlled. And again, guys, I love these tomato ties, is what they're made for. It's the Velcro brand, but I love the fact they're very soft and cottony on the inside, and the best part is they are reusable. I know wire is reusable as well, but if you want to get like a really tight fit, like right here, this is not going to damage the growth at all, whereas a wire could cut into your plant, which is something we don't want, because the wire cutting into the plant opens it up for pathogens, because it can cause an open area and possibly invite things we don't want. Yeah, she's got no roots in here. I probably should have repotted her a lot sooner. That might be why those blooms went over so quickly too. Look at this. Look at that. Almost all of those roots are just not good. Not good at all. So I do see some new root growth coming off of the latest one that flowered right here. All right, well, I guess it's time to clean her up. I'm going to go ahead and take off this back seedling bulb. At first I thought it might be more than one plant in here. It might still be once I cut all of the roots off, because it doesn't look like it looks like the roots are holding her together. Well, let me get started on cleaning her up, and we'll see what we have when I am done. And I did bring my paper towel as well to clean the sheaths. I don't have any long roots. I'm just checking to make sure I don't have anywhere where I need to be extra careful, you know, when you have new root growths and whatnot. Like, see, here's another little seedling growth that I think this is going to be more than one plant. I just have to be careful with this new growth right here. Nope, yeah, take it off. I'll sacrifice it. All right. Just gonna do this on the table. All right, I'll be back when I'm done, guys. So while I was cleaning the roots and picking her up, this piece did come off, and there is no rhizome that has been broken, so this was a separate plant, but it does have an eye on it, as well as a new eye for a root. So I will decide whether I'm going to pot her in with the other one, or I might just put her in her own pot. And I also realized that she has a branching root system, which is good. So let me see if I can just pull some of this velamen off, because I want to try to keep as much to anchor as possible. Like I said, she does have new roots coming. There's a root that was trying to grow that couldn't grow because the sheath was in the way. So I am cleaning the sheath as well. I'm not being as picky as I normally would be because I don't want to damage this little piece here. So let me finish with the larger portion and see if we end up with a few more plants, because this one here, see how wobbly that is? It looks like there's at least 2 or 3 more pieces in here. I don't know. But this is all wobbly. This is all wobbly. And no, that actually was attached. But let's just look how beautiful that rhizome is. It's nice and closed off. So that's a good sign. All right, I'll be back. See if I find anything else, I'll let you know. Okay, so we ended up with 4 pieces. 2 of which were attached and I broke it, but the other 2 were separate plants. So let's see what we have on each one while they're soaking in their hydrogen peroxide. So we have this one here that was part of the broken piece that has a few viable roots here. They're not very good, but it is a branching root system. And I don't see a new root trying to grow on it quite yet, but we do have a new growth. So hopefully there are enough cane pseudobulbs on here to support. This one is pretty thick, but these are already dehydrating just because there were no roots in the pot. I'm glad I decided to do this now and not wait for that other root that I did see to get a little bit longer, because I'm afraid I probably would have lost most of this plant. All right, well, there's one piece, and then this piece here looks promising because with this new growth, that's the one that was growing the new root, and there are quite a few good roots on here. Now I am leaving some of these on here just for anchoring. They're not going to do anything for the plant itself, but again, there's a pretty decent pseudobulb here. These back here are already shriveling. And then the smallest piece here, again, was just a separate plant because there's no break in the rhizome that I can see. And no new growths, nothing. But the good news is there is a root growing. If you can see it, it looks like it's trying to shoot out a root right there. I don't know if you even saw that, but there we go. See the little nubbin trying to come out. And then our piece that just has the 2 pseudobulbs, I don't even think I'm going to keep it. I think what I might do is set this one in a little moss and see if it'll produce some roots. And if it does, I'll pot it up separately. But if it doesn't make it, it's not a big deal. And it's because, see how it's growing all kind of, it'll mess it up. All right, well, let me go wash these girls off real good. We'll be back to see what kind of pot. I'm gonna have to go get a smaller pot, because originally when I thought I had a big plant, I had gotten these 2 plastic pots to look at, and then of course we've got our terracotta. So I will probably end up putting this piece by itself, probably in a small terracotta pot. And then these 2 can probably go together kind of like so to make kind of a fuller plant, maybe. This way. Kind of make it look a little fuller. I don't know. I'll have to wait and see. I'm a little stressed right now. This is not what you want when you're repotting an orchid. But, you know, these things happen. All right, so I'll be back once I get these potted up, and we'll kind of look and see what we're going to do. So I have already potted up the little small piece into a small terracotta. I've already put this piece in, oh, maybe not. Yes. There's some moss at the bottom, and there are rocks at the bottom as well, so when I pour the water in there, the water is not just sitting and that moss isn't staying wet. And let's get these other two pieces potted up and see what happens here. Obviously, I don't have to worry about if I'm putting too much media in because there are no roots. It's just a matter of where and how to position them. And I did grab my moss because I am going to put a layer of moss here where the growths are going to be to help encourage a little bit of moisture in that area. All right, let's do this one first. So this was the one that bloomed last. So let's put her this way. Kind of set on the moss, and we'll put a stake right there, maybe. And I'm going to grab my tie here, one of them. Again, I love these because you can reuse them. Let's see, her direction of growth is going to be that way, so let's do it like that. All right. And I'm going to put it kind of snug because as the roots grow, obviously, we don't want too much. Let's see, let's set her about right there once I put the rest of the media in here. And this way she's not all winky either. There we go. And put my stake where I want it and grab a piece of bark to kind of hold it in back there. There we go. Now she's a little more sturdy. Get that piece of a root down in there. All right, and then just a little bit of moss around again to encourage rich growth. Oh my goodness. All right, and then this piece, so this was this, we'll put on this side because, let's see, that's the new growth there. So we'll put it on this side. And we'll stake this one a little further up this way, like so. All right. And unlike usually where we have to be careful with roots and whatnot, not on this one, there are no roots. And I'm trying to get this through this bark that's in there. That's good. All right. Nice and snug. And another thing I like about the Velcro is if you don't have a big enough piece, you know what you can do? You can make you a bigger piece by just connecting them together because it does stay together pretty good. So, I mean, obviously you can't pull it, you know, like your Superman, but it will help if you have, for instance, what I have here. I say that as it comes off, as I pull it off again. Hold on. Let me just get it around here because I may not have even needed to extend it. Let me see if I do first. Nope, I did not. But there we go. All right. I know that was a little aggressive, wasn't it? Just kind of, sometimes you have to be a little more aggressive than you want to be to get it to where you want it to go. All right. And I don't want to lock in that new growth, but I do want this one to be a little more snug. There we go. All righty. Wheel. Tighten you up a little bit. There we go. All right. And again, let's move some of this moss over here. And I'm not worried about putting it on the roots because where I'm putting it is where all those dead roots are that I kind of left on there to kind of help with anchoring. But hopefully when the new growth starts pushing out its new roots, it will help get this girl recovered. We'll have to wait and see, won't we? Looks like I might have to stake that one too, but let me get some media on here on the top. There we go. And turn this one around. I had a little, there it is. I was gonna say I had a little piece I could use, so just gonna bring that one up this way. And just connect it to the bulb that's right there. There we go. Well, she'll just have a wanky leaf for a while till I get till she grows. Yep, till she grows. And let's get that root in there. And then do that. Again, with these Velcro, you can really get it up there nice and snug as a bug in a rug. All right, let me finish putting the media in there, and then we will be done with these ladies. Notice I said ladies because we started off with a lady, and then we ended up with four sections, four. I forgot about the one I just put in the little moss setup. And I know the bark looks a little high, and I'm doing that on purpose. I am leaving the new growth out, but everything else kind of putting in a little bit lower. Again, to encourage the roots that are going to grow to go down into the pot and not become aerial right away, because she needs all the support that she can get right now. She has nothing to work with, guys, nothing. Only saving grace is those new roots on their way. So fingers crossed that I caught this in time and she recovers, because the blooms on this thing are gorgeous. I'll post a picture. They're just beautiful, the pink blooms. All right, move some stuff out of the way so we can look at all three of them. So there are two sections. Again, clay pot. And then there's the one little piece that broke off by itself, and it looks like I might need to stake it a little bit more because she is a little wobbly. Unless I can get, let me see if I can get a smaller piece of bark underneath that new growth to kind of help stabilize it a little bit better. There we go. That's a little bit better. All right, and then we have the one, the only thing I hate about perlite is when you set something on it and it has that crunch. Ugh, that's like for some people that chalk on a blackboard. Eeks. All right, and then we have our little rescue here, which I think I'm going to get my tie, and I'm going to tie her together like this, just so she's not all like that. And I will keep an eye on them, especially this one that I'm setting in the moss, just to make sure that the base doesn't. No, okay, well, we do have a new growth coming on this one, so that's pretty good. I don't see any new roots, so maybe by putting her in the moss, maybe that'll encourage some roots. We'll have to wait and see. But I am going to kind of tie her like this, just so she's not wide, taking up all that space. Well, have you had this experience before? I'm sure you have. Leave it in the comments down below and tell us what happened and how you dealt with it. And do you still have that plant? Did it recover? You know, all that good stuff that we nosy people like to know. All right, well, I appreciate you guys coming by. Go ahead and give the video a thumbs up, subscribe, and remember to leave your comments below. And if I was talking about something, I know how I get sometimes. I get sidetracked and I don't finish a sentence. So if I started saying something and I didn't finish it and you want to know what the heck are you about to say, leave that in the comments below as well. I don't mind answering you. I do try to get to all of my comments within 24 hours. Obviously, that does not always happen, but I'm trying to get better at that. Everybody have a beautiful day, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.